Yeah, really happy to see you. Thank you for giving me some time. So this is a very quick introduction to our ZeroAvia's journey towards the certification process. So basically who we are. Our mission is a hydrogen electric engine in every aircraft. Basically it's a company which you can call a scale-up already because it's 300 of us and we are represented in a number of, in the UK and the US at least, with these two offices in each of the countries. And the idea is to retrofit and install the powertrain that we are designing to each and every aircraft that is currently flying. Just a few things, few comments to avoid the mixing. So first of all, it's not the hydrogen combustion engine, so it's based on the electric motor, and the idea is that we are getting the energy not from the batteries once again, but from the hydrogen and hydrogen from the tanks and the oxygen from the airflow. And with help of the fuel cell, it gives us an electricity supply for the electric motor. So we are working towards the certification of that powertrain. As the startup or scale up, we can have a pretty good pace, but at the same time we are struggling with the number of the same challenges as you can see on the slide. So first of all is the certification requirements. So basically we are working with the number of certification authorities in the European Union, UK and the US, and we are obliged to follow all of those requirements and need to be compliant with those. Let's just add on top the airworthiness, safety and quality management as well. The next challenge is the traceability. So the root cause for building the whole environment, which is supposed to be streamlined within the processes, is to get the traceability done and eventually to achieve a proper change management throughout the whole environment. We can, as I mentioned, we can keep the R&D pace, and we don't have much time for the heavy systems or waterfall approach. So for instance, our engineers are using Jira for the middle term project management. At the same time, for instance, Team Center is giving us the opportunity of not to do too much customization and to do as much configuration as possible. And this is basically our main idea, because with our experience, we already know that it is quite a hard challenge for us to get through the customized environment and then update it. So also our way of doing business is working with the partners, with a lot of different partners, including the customers, investors and suppliers. And as we are not planning to do the whole manufacturing from the very ground level, we're supposed to have a kind of control by certification requirements around all these suppliers' data as well. So that's why we're working on the supplier collaboration portal. Then, as I mentioned, we have a kind of a team fragmentation. So we have 2 US offices and 2 UK offices, and they're working on slightly different topics, like the separate parts of the powertrain. And basically, they're working with the different suppliers within the different processes. And the idea throughout my career in ZeroAvia for the past 2 years was to streamline all those processes. Basically on the US and the UK, they're working on the different with the different partners, with the different suppliers, and stuff like that. So, maybe the biggest challenge is that this current hydrogen electric domain is quite new for the whole industry, and as the industry is quite conservative, we need to be 150% sure that we are ready for the certification, and we are aiming towards that direction. So a bit of a technical journey. The company has started in 2018 within the small team, and we've got our first proof of concept back in the US for the four-seater. So it was the first flight in the US. So in 2022, we've got the startup bundle and started to use the Polarion as an ALM, as an application lifecycle management system. So we've got the process of working on the embedded code for the inverters, and that's basically how we got into the Siemens products. And along with this startup, we got the Team Center rollout for the UK piece. So that's when I came. In 2023, we got the first permission and first flight at the very beginning of the year, and the journey towards that direction was quite hard because a lot of job we were doing manually, and we were struggling a lot, obviously. So it was decided to reconsider the whole environment, and that's where the Palladium came as a requirement management system. So we started to use that, trying to be compliant with the certification requirements. We built the templates for the projects, and in 2024 we just recently rolled out the global Team Center configuration. And survived through a number of the PDM migrations because we acquired the company and our teams were working like separately. But now it is going better and better. We are still in the process, but it is going pretty well.